Imagine living peacefully in your home, and suddenly your internet is cut off. For most people, that's annoying. But in my case, it was life-threatening. For others, why? Because I run emergency communications from my home, and when Karen from the HOA decided to punish me by cutting my internet, she had no idea what kind of disaster she just caused. I've lived in this neighborhood for years, quietly doing my job. I work as a volunteer emergency communications officer. When disasters hit, I connect local authorities with hospitals, first responders, and rescue teams. Everything runs from my home setup. It's not fancy, just a dedicated connection, radios, and backup systems. But to the HOA, especially one particular woman, Karen, it just looked like ugly wires. One morning I heard loud knocking. Karen was at my door. She yelled, "Your wires are an eyesore. They're ruining the look of our neighborhood. You need to take them down immediately," I calmly explained. "Ma'am, those aren't just wires. They're part of an emergency system. If the power grid fails, these lines keep people alive." But Karen didn't care. She rolled her eyes and said, "Rules are rules. The HOA doesn't approve them. Fix it or I'll fix it for you." The very next day, while I was away, she snuck into my yard with garden shears. She cut the main internet line running to my comm station. When I came back, all my systems were dead. No alerts, no connections, no backup routing. At first, I thought it was a random outage, until I checked my security cameras. And there she was, smiling, snipping the line like she'd just solved a big problem. Here's where karma came instantly. That same evening, a severe storm swept through our county. Roads were blocked, power was out, and 911 lines were jammed. Guess who the authorities usually relied on when their systems failed? Me. But thanks to Karen, my network was down. Precious minutes were lost, ambulances couldn't be redirected, and emergency shelters weren't notified on time. When investigators traced the outage, they found the cut line. And when I showed them the footage, let's just say Karen wasn't smiling anymore. Tampering with emergency infrastructure is a federal offense. She faced fines, legal charges, and was kicked off the HOA board permanently. Meanwhile, the community finally understood why my wires were there. Neighbors even helped rebuild the system stronger, with better protection, so this never happens again. So here's the lesson. Sometimes the thing you find ugly is the very thing keeping you safe. Karen thought she was fixing a neighborhood problem, but instead she almost caused a disaster. And me? I learned to protect my systems, not just from storms, but from Karen too. What would you do if your neighbor tried to sabotage something that keeps people safe? Let me know in the comments. And if you love seeing Karen face the consequences of their own actions, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more crazy true stories.